thinking caps on, because we're about to do this, Brutus. I got the questions over there, and I got you over here. And I want to make sure everything's seeing the things that it's supposed to see. It is. All right. Question number 1. Now remember, the questions of the week come to us from the week gone past. June 23rd, 2016. What major political vote took place in the UK? I think I know the answer without looking at my options. What major political vote took place in the UK on June 23rd, 2016? There is a delay, so I repeat the question. I pause. I'll give you the multiple choices, but you can answer at any time. And if your answer that you provide early is not one of the multiple choices, then it's okay. You can stick around. You can make another guess. But if your answer is one of the multiple choices, you can't change your answer. Deal? You got it? And again, you're the only one keeping score. I don't care if you get all 7 questions correct. I want you to. I also want to. But I don't care one way or the other, whether you do or do not. Again, the question, what major political vote took place in the UK June 23rd, 2016? Was it... Hey, Rob, how are you? Different audience, sorry. Was it the Scotland independence vote? That's a good guess. Was it the Brexit referendum? Also a good guess. Was it Theresa May leadership election? Wasn't she the prime minister for like 6 hours? Wasn't she the one who's like, this is too much, I quit? Or was it the royal family funding vote? These are your options. I need somebody to make a comment on Facebook because it doesn't look like anything's moving over there. Just one. From me saying that. The last thing I'm showing is like 4 minutes ago. Oh, there's a refresh button. I didn't know there was a refresh. What if I hit the refresh? I don't want to break anything. I think I broke something. All right. What major political vote took place in the UK? Was it Scottish independence vote? Was it the Brexit referendum? There we go with Roger and his answer. He's answering Brexit. Was it Theresa May leadership election? Or was it the royal family funding vote? Legalization of male prostitution is what Robert offers, which is a very funny answer. Thank you for that. I wished it was true, because that's where I'd be making my money, honey. I agree with Roger. I believe that was the infamous Brexit vote that still hasn't taken place. Question number 2. I don't know what a TFS is. Question number 2. Who published... Robert answers finally with Brexit. Thanks for finally getting your answer in there. Who published on June 24th, 1997, who published the first Harry Potter book in the UK? I thought, until I looked at the multiple choice answers, I thought it was going to be who published as in wrote. That is not what they're asking. They want to know who was the publisher for Harry Potter. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Scholastic? It's possible. Was it Penguin, Bloomsbury, or HarperCollins? Those are your multiple choice options. Me personally, I do not believe it was Scholastic. The only thing I can think about Scholastic ever publishing was the things that they did in school. Little Scholastic things. So that takes one off the board for me. But what is your answer? June 24th, 1997. Who published the first Harry Potter book in the UK? Was it Scholastic, Penguin, Bloomsbury, or HarperCollins? Now I'm going to need you to get your answers in just a little bit more quicker. I can't be waiting around all this time. That's delicious. J.K. Rowling is the author, not looking for the author, looking for the publisher of the first Harry Potter book on June 24th, 1997. I'm going to go ahead and throw my answer out there, and you guys can catch up if you want to. I got to keep this thing moving. I am going with Penguin. I think Penguin Books makes the most sense, at least for me. And we're going to move that over there. Sorry, Rob, I'm doing another thing right now. I can't answer your questions. Harper Collins for Robert. Roger's going with Bloomsbury. Okay, so we locked those in. The Tainies are out enjoying the sun, so they're not really playing along today. That's okay. It's okay not to play along. They'll catch up later. June 25th, 2009. What iconic pop star died unexpectedly, shocking the world? What pop star died on June 25th, 2009? Whose death, oh, there's Mother, shocked the world. He piped in immediately with Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. No. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Prince, who's dead? Was it Whitney Houston, also dead? Was it Michael Jackson? He dead. Or was it George Michael? Luckily, all of the options they provided us were of dead pop stars. But which one was in 2009? Shocking the world. RC Cola is what Roger's going with. That's a great answer. Wrong, but a great answer just the same. I know when Prince died, and it wasn't in 2009. Whitney Houston dying from a drowning in her tub in a drug overdose didn't shock the world. And George Michael was forgotten by the time it happened. Roger changes his answer to Whitney. I'm going with MJ, Michael Jackson. With his Rufinol Jesus milk, sleepy, sleepy, hyperbaric chamber, not wakey, wakey. That's my answer. That's Stacy's answer. Roger's going with Whitney. Nothing from anybody else. Moving on. You can answer at any time. June 26th, 1945. What international organization was officially formed on this date? What international organization was officially formed on June 26th, 1945? Was it the WHO? Get your vaccines and your mask on with the World Health Organization? Was it the United Nations? Robert finally pipes in with Jackson on that last question. Was it the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO? Or was it the European Union? Stacy's going with the United Nations. He's able to answer the questions quicker than the Facebook people because there's no delay on TikTok. So he's not cheating. I'm not slipping him the answers while you're not looking. Here you go. Take that. Again, what international organization was officially formed on this date, June 26, 1945? Roger's going with NATO. Stacy's going with the UN. Was it the World Health Organization, the United Nations, NATO, or the European Union? I do not believe it was the World Health Organization. I do not believe it was the European Union. That takes my options down to either the UN or NATO. But considering that World War II had just wrapped up, I'm going to go with Roger on this one. I believe it to be the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Again, you could get your answers in even after we move on. Nacho Libre. Robert's killing it with the comedy today. Trying to break me, trying to make me laugh. Not going to happen. Yeah, it will. I love to laugh. There we go. June 27th, 1950. The U.S. ordered its first combat involvement in what war? Don't need to look at the answer, because I am a veteran of this war. Robert finally pops in with NATO. NATO, and UN. That's what we got. June 27th, 1950. The U.S. ordered its first combat involvement in what war? I believe I know the answer because I am a veteran of this war. If you did not know, the armistice between North and South Korea did not end the war. It just stopped them from killing each other. So technically, those two countries are still at war. A lot of Korean flavor today. Here are your options. Is it the Vietnam War? Did we first get started in the Vietnam War in 1950? Roger's going with Korean. Was it the Cold War? And in parentheses, it has Berlin airlift. No, it wasn't. Don't even think of that as an answer. Was it the Korean War, as I believe it was? Or was it the Gulf War, which is still many, many years in the future? So I've kind of helped narrow it down for you. It's either Korea or Vietnam. And we were in Vietnam a long time, and it's possible we could have gotten there really, really, really early. It's possible. But Robert's going with Korea. Roger's going with Korea. I'm going with Korea. Stacy's going with Korea. We're all going to go with Korea on this one. Sink or swim. We'll find out if we're right in just 2 more questions. June. This is a great one. This is a great question, and it's the most, I'll explain. June 28th, 1914, the assassination of what royal figure sparked World War I? And here's the crazy part about history. This assassination wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen, but they had missed their opportunity. It was not supposed to happen. But people were killed in the earlier attempt. So this person, I'm not giving away the name yet because I know who it is. They're proceeding through the town, and there's an attempt to kill this royal family member, and they fail, but they do kill other people in the attempt and hurt other people. So the royal family member goes to the hospital and sees the people and assures them they're going to be okay, whatever. And then they leave, going back the same route that they came up. And then the driver makes a mistake and he twists and turns. And one of the previous assassins who had kind of written the day off, like, I tried to kill the guy, but it didn't work out, is sitting there having a sandwich when this person shows back up. And then he jumps up and immediately kills the person and the person's wife. Now, that sparked World War I. And World War I sparked World War II. All of the people that were killed and murdered during these wars, all because of this one guy eating a sandwich and a misturn. It's crazy to think about. This one person was responsible for Malcolm X is freaking hilarious, Robert. This one person was responsible for millions and millions of deaths, and most people don't know his name. Here are your multiple choice options. What royal figure was assassinated on 28 June 1914? Was it Kaiser Wilhelm? Was it Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Was it Tsar Nicholas II? Or was it Prince Edward? These are your actual options, Robert. Kaiser Wilhelm, spelled with a W. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, not the band. Tsar Nicholas II, or Prince Edward. Looking down at the TikToks because they answer the fastest. See if Mother's got a choice. Boru, I don't know what that means. Again, royal family member murdered June 28th, 1914. The assassination of what royal figure sparked World War I? Kaiser Wilhelm, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Tsar Nicholas II, or Prince Edward? Frazzy meeting you here. That's good. That's good. I heard that in Tremolini's voice. I remember you doing impressions of the people that work around you. You were so funny. You are a very funny man, Mr. Roger. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. That's my answer. It's the correct answer. I know it to be the correct answer. And I know the name of his assassin. And you should know it too. Finally, our last question. Robert's going with Prince Eddie. And Stacy, no answer. So these are by Frazzy, Eddie, and nothing else. That's okay. June 29th, 1972. Our last question of the day. The Supreme Court struck down all existing death penalty laws in what landmark case? On June 29th, 1972, the Supreme Court of the United States said, "We are no longer going to kill people who kill people." Years later, it gets overturned. But what was the initial case? Was it Miranda versus Arizona, Roe versus Wade, which is just funny? It's a funny option to have available to us. Was it Furman versus Georgia, or was it Gideon versus Wainwright? These are your multiple choice options. Miranda versus Arizona, Roe versus Wade, Brown versus Board of Education, Furman versus Georgia. Stacy pops in with Furman, or Gideon versus Wainwright. What Supreme Court's case stopped all executions on June 29th, 1972? Luckily, we turned that back on a few years later. Waiting for your answers. I only have one, but that's okay. You don't have to answer on my time frame. I am officially asking AI for the answers now. Answers, please. And here we go. I am pausing as long as I can pause and let you type away. Charles Manson versus the United States. Okay, I can see why it took you so long. Here are the answers. Number one was Brexit. Those who chose Brexit, you answered correctly. Number two, not Penguin, not Scholastic. It was actually Bloomsbury. And one of you chose that as a correct answer. I get a strike. Furman versus Simpson. June 25th, 2009. It was Michael Jackson who died from a drug overdose. He just didn't wake up. On the 26th of 1945, June 26, 1945, good job, Stacy. I think you were the only one that got it right. It was the United Nations. Strike two for me. Question number 5 was the Korean War. So I think we all got that correct. And question number 6, I wouldn't steer you the wrong way. Gideon versus Wainwright is what Robert's going with on that last one. I wouldn't steer you the wrong way. It was Archduke